Palm Desert City leaders are moving to 5 council districts after voters approved Measure B last year. That was an advisory vote that supported switching to 5 districts instead of 2 as it currently stands. It's taken a long time to reach this point, with some on the council resisting the change. City leaders now being applauded by some for what many saw as an inevitable move. News Channel 3's Jake Grassi reports on the latest votes and the long road to reach this point.
Councilmember Harnick.
Yes.
Councilmember Nastandi.
Yes.
A unanimous vote Thursday night by Palm Desert City Council will bring the city from 2 to 5 voting districts.
I know it was hard for them.
A bitter battle led to this point. In 2019, the city was sued for violating the California Voting Rights Act, which requires fair representation for minority voting groups. That's when the city adopted its current 2-district system, carving out District 1, which votes for a single representative, while the remaining 80% of the city elects 4.
People said they wanted 5 districts, and even though they weren't happy about it, they held their nose and did it.
In the November 2022 election, 53% of voters were in favor of moving to 5 districts. But for months, the council stalled, while the possibility of lawsuits against the city lingered.
We've heard the threats we're going to sue, and I've heard it from myriad places. It's a shame when we have to rush.
They were complaining vigorously that they don't like being forced into it and we should take our time, but they had 7 months that they could have worked on this. So in a sense, some of that is their own fault.
The city is spending nearly $1 million in legal fees and settling the original lawsuit. Now, with 5 districts, some in the community looking for equal representation instead of the heavy concentration of elected leaders who live in one part of the city as it stands now.
I want to see all 5 parts of town really represented, the north part of town as well as the east part of town, which also has no representation right now at all. And the center we know has representation, and the south has a lot of representation. So I really would just like it to be fair and balanced.
That was Jake Grassi reporting. The city will also be dropping ranked voting choice, as known as an instant runoff. It was adopted last November as part of the initial settlement, meant to be more equitable, but sometimes seen as confusing. The city's new district map has to be adopted in early April next year for the November 2024 election. You can expect more updates from city leaders soon.